existait d'autres façons de se quitter. Quelques éclats de verre auraient peut-être pu nous aider. Dans ce silence amer, j'ai décidé de pardonner les erreurs qu'on peut faire à trop s'aimer. D'accord, la petite fille, au moins souvent te réclamait, presque comme une mère, tu me bordais, me protégeais. Je t'ai volé ce sang qu'on n'aurait pas dû partager. À bout de mots, de rêves, je vais crier. Je t'aime, je t'aime, comme un fou, comme un soldat, comme une star de cinéma. Je t'aime, je t'aime.
Hi everybody, it's Louisa again, and guess what I've got here? I finished my mini. It took me, I want to say 12 hours, maybe more total to do this. I did it within 3 days. Today and yesterday I just worked on it after work, after I got some things done and after my husband went to work. Yesterday after I, in between like cooking dinner and stuff. Today I didn't have to cook, I just ate leftovers, so I had time to myself after work. And then on Sunday I started in the morning until my husband woke up, and then dealt with that for a little bit. And I was sort of on and off. So I want to say it was about 12 hours. It could have been maybe another hour or more. But now I know why I don't like making these. I don't like making anything that's going to take that long. But it was something that I had to get done. I just wanted to do the hidden hinge system in a mini, because I can make minis, it's not a problem. But the hidden hinge was something that has been like haunting me for way over a year, like I said last time. And I was inspired, let me bring it down, by something that's been sitting here for a year or more. I don't remember when we did the swap. I know it was last year, but this is an album that Karen, Zucchini Kitty, made for me in our swap sometime last year. And mine is nowhere near as gorgeous as this one. Well, first of all, the theme is completely different, so that makes a difference. But she used what looked like Stack the Deck. Let's see if you can see it. I don't think you can. So, I didn't do that. I did something different. I don't even know if it has a name for it, but I think I mentioned how I did that. So this has been sitting out since the day it got here, and I'm not able to leave all projects out that have been, that are from swaps and stuff, because I just don't have that much space. So, I'll leave it out for a while, and then if something new comes in, then I switch it out and put the new project out from somebody else. And I store things, and if it's a holiday related thing, then I'll bring it out during that holiday. But this one and something else, I think, there's been like a couple of items that have sat here since the day I received them, and this one I left out because I wanted to do this. I wanted to try a hidden hinge and make a album from scratch, not using the bind it all, not using the rings. But the other things that I sort of mimicked is this binding that she did with the rosette trim, this gorgeous rosette trim on here, plus some chain. Of course, I'm going to be adding chain. So, isn't that beautiful? And you got to check her out. I'll leave the link down below to Zucchini Kitty, who is Karen, so you can see some of her projects. She is just fantastic. And I'm sorry if I shake my camera again. So I'm going to put this back. It's still going to stay out. Because most likely this, my version of her mini, is probably going to end up in my shop. because I don't use minis. I like to look at them. The one that Karen made for me, I haven't put anything in it. I left it like that, but I do open it every now and then and look at it. So, yeah, it might end up in my shop after a little while of sitting on my shelf. And as you can see, first off, it's almost as chunky as hers, I think. It actually got wider than the spine here. I still managed to overdo it with the embellishments. But as you can see, I also used some of that flower trim or rosette trim in the black, because what I used to make this mostly was my Heartbreak digital kit. So that kit is a lot of red and black and white. So I also use stuff from Natasha's Scrapbook Corner, so I'll point those out to you. A lot of the stuff from my Guest Design Team package, and then stuff that I had purchased from her. Let me remove this thing because this just keeps sliding around on it. Okay, and you see I did the spine again. I did the hidden hinge, which is a different type. It's not the stack the deck, and I did add chains, a couple of chains, but oh, and I did a little ribbon for, I wasn't sure how I wanted to do my closure, so I just added this black ribbon. I was looking for a wider one. I cannot find it. I don't know where I put it, but it's a wide white or cream ribbon, and I don't know where the heck I put it. I have rearranged again and labeled everything so I could find stuff, but that one ribbon I can't find. Alright, so back to this. I created it with chipboard, 3 parts, covered it in paper, and I made my hinge, my hidden hinge, and used these red things that you see in here. Those are gift sacks, that's what they call them. They're from the Dollar Tree, so they look like this, and then folded the bottom part up to make a pocket, and then of course the top is a pocket also. So I used 5 of those. The pack comes with 10. And then I used my digital kit, Heartbreak. I don't even know how much I have left. I used most of my kit on here. I didn't even get to do my domino. I wanted to do it, but I haven't gotten to do it yet. So it's called Heartbreak, and I don't know if you can see some of the stuff in there. This is the whole kit printed out, and except for these black parts, this is all that's left. It's not even, I don't know if you can even see it. It's not that much, really. It's mostly the cutouts, a few cutouts that I had left, but I still got my domino sheet to work on. Tell you, that mini really took up my time. And the cover, and then another sheet inside, this black and white, and I'll show you in detail everything. I know you're like, come on, show me, show me. I used Natasha Scrapbook Corner's paper that she had for February, which I believe she's already out of this kit. It was the February kit, and the paper is Enchanted. Let's see if I'm not used to this camera thing here. Bow Bunny. Whoops, wrong way. And it is called, what's the name? Enchanted Love. There we go. So this is pretty much all I have left of that, and then some of the embellishments that she sent me. I'm not going to break all that out. It really took a while to clean up after this. You should have seen, oh my god, the mess that I made to try and make one mini. That's just ridiculous. I'm a clean or neat crafter. I like to keep my mess within a certain area, like just this desk and maybe the next desk that's next to me here, but I had it everywhere. Okay. This is going to be a long video, I could tell. So there's my paper, and I just covered the whole thing with that paper. Here's the back. And I did a lot of gesso with sand mixed together, because I knew some places, like my papers, the red parts would suck up the whites of the gesso. And I adhered my ribbon down with some fabric tack, so it goes all the way around and you don't see it on the spine because I covered it with this gorgeous black, let's see, this gorgeous black rosette trim, just the large ones. And I left it plain. I was going to add stuff in the center, but I decided not to because I put these things to hang here. And I used 3 pieces of chain in different lengths. There's one that goes in front of the Cupid, a long one, and then this little short one here that's holding this heart-shaped lock, which I glossy accent, and this is a cutout from my Heartbreak kit. Where is my... There it is. To make it look like a real lock and make it look like it's a metal, see? So it's a heart-shaped lock, and it's one of the cutouts. So I just cut it out and put glossy accents all over the front, and it shouldn't break because of that. In the back, I was contemplating if I should or shouldn't glossy accent it. I just decided to ink it up with my black soot, and black soot is the only color of distress ink that I use on the whole thing. So I just hung it there. One of the larger jump rings that I had worked. So that's the lock for my, I don't know what I want to call this, love book. And then on the longest chain, I hung the key to go with the lock, and it's got a little crown. Where is my, there we go. So I put the key there, and then I put a little Eiffel Tower, because this is kind of a Parisian themed mini. Oh, there we go. Sorry guys, I don't know where my camera thing is. And then on the shorter one, oops, I missed the little Cupid here that's on that other one. So there's a little Cupid charm, really cute. And then on this one there's a bottle of wine. You can't have a Valentine's dinner without some wine. And it just goes across, and then over here I added this large black fuzzy bead, and somebody gave me that. I can't remember who. I have, I think, either 3 or 4 of these. So I got to use one. I'll just put a black bead cap at the end and use a head pin to make it into like a little charm, and then just hung it on there. So I did make holes in the covers after everything was done, and up here too, and I just used my small hole punch. It went straight through without a problem, this one right here, and it worked fine. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. So what I did with my, because I kind of was rough with my cover when I put it together, both seams, the paper ripped. They just cracked right at the seam, and I was just being a little too rough with it. So I covered them with some black Chinese gimp, so that's not gonna come apart. But the inside also has more paper, so either way it wasn't gonna come apart. You know, it's got several layers of cardstock on the other side. It's just that it had that crack going straight down. So I did it on both sides. There. My ribbon does go underneath all of that and come out here, and then it ties. I left enough, you know, in case it gets a little chunkier if you're going to be putting photos in here. So then what I did was I layered several embellishments. I was going to do like a whole flower arrangement thing like I normally do on my photo albums, if you've seen those before. But I decided not to because there's a lot of flowers inside, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep it simpler, but it's still going to look nice. So I just added, this part here is actually a chipboard, a very large chipboard piece that came with the Bo Bunny collection that Natasha had in her shop. So I used that big piece and put on these gorgeous little blings. Somebody gave me a pack of Recollection blings, and I finally got to use them. This whole project here, I used a lot of things that I either hadn't used before or never used at all. So like these blings, I hadn't touched them. I just really went into everything. After I organized my room and started labeling and started going through everything and realized, oh my god, look at all this stuff I have, and a lot of it that people gave me that I haven't even touched yet. So I was like, yeah, let me start using them. There's no need to hoard because I keep getting more anyway. But I thought that was the perfect shape to go in there. And the color was just right. It had the black background. And then I added this heart. This is chipboard heart that I had, and I've showed you these hearts before. It comes in a pack from Melody Ross of different shapes and sizes of hearts. So I covered it with my paper from my collection, Heartbreak, inked it with the fire brick red and then the black soot, and put it on the larger pop dots that I had, and it left a space back there. So before I even put this, I put my Cupid, which I punched him out of a Tim Holtz die, Cupid die, and then I punched out more of the paper from my collection that I had lots of scraps of. I glossy accent it and put a lot of white glitter on there and made him kind of sparkly. Oh, I also inked him before I glossy accented, and then put him on pop dots and stuck him right in front of the heart. And then I decided after the fact that I wanted to add these wooden wings that I believe Kim had given me a while back. She gave me a whole bunch of wooden pieces, and I think she is Creative Curiosities, or oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I hope that's her YouTube name. So I did paint it with just like a quick coat of white acrylic paint. I didn't want to make it too thick. I wanted all these lines that are in there to show they're kind of etched in. And then, and I don't know if you'll see it, I did rub on the edges some of the silver Inca gold. I don't even know if it shows on camera. So as far as embellishments on there, that's pretty much it. And then I just went with the gesso everywhere. And I decided to put the chain in front of him to kind of mimic as if he is being held back with chain, keeping love away. So that is my outside. Okay, and just that much was 15 minutes alone. So now I'm going to burst this open. So I purposely hung things to come out. I like stuff just, you know, peeking out through here. Like you see the bows and the partial butterfly and the flowers and feathers just coming out. I really like that. But I try to keep the area in the center here kind of empty because I knew I was going to put the closure so that it wouldn't like bend anything. So, as you can see, it was wider than the spine that I made because of the embellishments. And I left these pockets open like this because I actually like the red coming through. But you can actually glue them down, or you can put like something in here like a lace or something and then glue it down and have stuff coming out. But I left it like that because I actually liked it. It just reminds me of Paris. I tried not to make this, I know it's called Heartbreak, but I tried not to make it a sad love story. What happened here? Okay. I gotta get my hair back up. Hold on. So I wanted it to be more passion and love, you know. So here's my first one. It's a bit stiff because of the binding that I put there. But you can, you know, open it up more and just hold it there. So this is not going to be easy. Let's see. On this side is another piece of the paper from Natasha's collection. And here is some trims from her shop. Now, I think this was part of my guest design team. I can't remember. But what I did with this is, let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, I don't see the piece that I cut. Here it is. So you see this part, this actually goes here. So it's actually a longer piece. So I just cut it out and I actually used this somewhere else. So it left it like this. And I added 3 of the halfback pearl heart sets in her shop. I had bought those. And then this is a flower from her kit. And I added this gorgeous brooch that I took out the backing of on top of that. So I didn't put any hearts behind there because, you know, there's no sense in doing that. And then what I did here, this pen, let me come back over here, is from my digital kit. Again, I got stuff coming out. And I only adhered it to the ends to make a little, like a slot to hold these images from my kit. So here is a gorgeous vintage style like photo of a lady, and it's just plain on the back, so you can either add a photo or journal on it. And then this is really neat. It's a little vintage notebook, and on the back I stamped on this. Isn't that cool? So I'm doing things that I don't normally do. So this is definitely a journaling spot. And you just tuck it in there and put it under the flower, like so. And just fix that up like that. And then on this side, it's not usable. It's more because, I wanted to save the image that I had on here. All the pockets from here over is from my digital kit. So I didn't want to cover all of that up. So I just added some more pieces from that trim from Natasha's shop. I think she sells that separately. And there was, a couple of pieces here. This was in my guest design team package, a really cute, you can see it there. I don't know what it's made out of. It's kind of like a little plastic bow, but it's so cute. It's like pearly looking. And then this flower was also in her kit. It had a little white halfback pearl in there, but I took it out and put this instead. I put some of my flowers from my stash, which I don't think I've ever used these before. These are when I was selling these things. Here's another one. So I'm finally using my own things. And some red flowers here and there from my stash. And then some really cute feathers that I had for a while that have little beads in that, I don't know what you call that part there. And something else that I don't use much is my bling flourish. These are Recollections or Prima, one or the other. I just went into my stash and just grabbed all kinds of things. Here is a butterfly that somebody gave me, a black butterfly. And now for the top part, the pockets, I used up all my little sequin bows that I had, and now I'm going to miss them. I used them all. And well, there were 5 left. It was like perfect to stick in here. So I made large spots for, you can stick a little note on here. You can stick a photo. This one actually goes like this because it has a lamppost there. So this is kind of like the pull. And I did just so the top edges of every card. So even here. And on this side you can fit, I think it was a 4x6 picture. Or you can journal on it with your white gel pens. So they just fit right in that top pocket. And on each pocket, I should take this out, shouldn't I? After I had covered it with papers, I punched it with my larger hole punch and inked it so that you could easily. Can I do this? Probably not. Yeah, I see why it's hard to do these videos. Yeah, I'll leave that out. Okay. So anyway, it just makes it easier to pull out your cards. Okay, next. This is going to be a super long video. I'm really, really sorry. Alright, here, this is the pocket side of the treat bag. And I decorated each pocket with some kind of either ruffle trim or something. So here is one of the cream ruffle trims from Natasha's shop that I had purchased. And there is that other part of that lace, or this part here. There's the other part, and I just cut off any of the little excess pieces that were hanging off so that it just looked like a flower trim. And this is also from her shop. This just came in yesterday. Like I said, a lot of the things that I had gotten I wanted to use on this. I didn't get to use every single piece that I wanted to use, but I did use most of what I wanted to use. And these bead strands, they have bling every other one. Love that. And then for inside this pocket, I left all that And I added all the bits and pieces from my digital kit. These are all the little postcards that come with my kit, and you can actually buy these images and postcards separately. So I left that plain, just ink the edges and distress the edges. And then here's another one. This is an American postcard. And then this big tag, this comes out. This is the only heart-shaped doily I had, and I believe somebody gave me that. I wanted to add doilies in here because I have not used paper doilies in forever, so I broke them out. And what I did was add these heart-shaped, even the back, cardstock, and this is from my collection. Just inked and distressed it, and the back is just black, so you can add a photo or journal on it. Same thing in the front, so it's like a cute little Valentine. And then some more scraps from my kit. Most of these cutouts are like the scraps left over after I had done the bigger parts. I just added this flower that I had created like eons ago. It's got stuff on it. I had made this a while back when I was on a craze of making my own flowers, and it was in my stash, and I thought I was never going to use it, but hey, I finally got to use it. And the back is just black cardstock to add a photo or journal. Seriously, this is not, yeah, I don't want to ruin that. I will leave that out. And then on this side, oops, my little butterfly wing. So this is just a fancy little page, the bow. I wanted again to keep all the images, visible. I didn't want to cover it up. So in the background paper there was a butterfly. So I punched out some more little butterflies, and with the papers that I had, so they had the coordinating colors, and here's another one, and here's another one. I inked them, and I put in the body. I used the bling strand that I had bought from Natasha's scrapbook corner. I don't even know if you'll be able to see it, but it's that small rhinestone trim that I had gotten. So I just cut out 2 pieces, you can see it, to make the little body. I wanted a very blinged out page. The chandelier here that I put on Pop Dots is also from my kit, the cutouts. I added a Recollections bling piece. It actually covered the whole thing, and I just took a few little extra bits to put there. And then like the scrap I used as the butterfly trail. And then again, another journaling spot or photo spot with the same bow. Put that over here. And then on this side, I used some of my lace trim and I ruffled it myself. It was a flat trim, and I added some black rosette trim, a really small one with some red paper flowers in every other one. And here I used, I think, oh my gosh, what's her name? Tina. I can't remember her YouTube channel, but she had made a few flowers for me. I believe this was one of hers. I had a couple more that I'll show you too. This was with the tool and the button, so I got to use that finally. And inside, you can see the paper here. Inside, what I did was I created sort of a pocket by cutting out a set of the lips that's in my collection. I think there's a couple. So I cut them out, and I only glued part of it to make a little pocket, and it's holding these little tags here. So this is just the Paris postcard, plain on the back, and this is the syrup label. The reason why I put this, it says remedy, it cures anything, so I figure, it cures a broken heart. But on the back, I stamped this. You could just add whatever on there. It's one of those library card things. Oops. And then this is the pretty paper from my collection. and then just black on the back. Again, I gessoed everything. So, so I was really kind of creative with this, making these pockets and stuff, and making these tags that pull out. So on this side, again, another page that I didn't want to cover. So it had all these images in here. There's the couple kissing with the red lips, a pair of scissors that's about to cut the photos. And what I did was add another bling from either Recollections or Prima, I can't remember, and another flower from the kit from Natasha, a little heart-shaped bead that's like a red, deep red, and I put this antique camera that's from my cutouts on some pop dots because of the photos here. And then again another pull out with this paper in it. It's got the clocks and the chicken wire. And then I'm almost there, I think. So here's my next page. And I did put sand in my gesso, so some of that stuff that had dried off is coming off. So here I used some red ruffle trim from my stash. Some really pretty black trim that I had picked up when I went last year sometime to Hobby Lobby. I love this trim, and I haven't been able to find it again. It's got like a ribbon, and then it's got the tulle. And then on top of that, I just put some of my flower flatback pearl trim that I had in my stash. And then on the inside, let me put this down, I created another one of those doilies. This is a circle one that someone gave me, I think. I can't remember. And some more scraps from my paper. And then just black on the back. And then some more postcards that just tucked in under the flower. Really cool Paris images. And then on this one, you can see the paper here, I use another one of the flowers from the kit from Natasha. Love those flowers, and I like how it's flat too. I'm already putting a lot of bulk into this, so the flat flowers are nice. So then on this side, here I did want to cover what was behind here. Like I said, it is a heartbreak. It's called Heartbreak, but I didn't want it to be a negative thing in this album. And in the back on, no, you can't see it, there's an image of the two cupids with a broken heart. So I wanted to cover that, and I just left the part that had the red heart, and you can still see some of the other stuff down here and the black flowers. So what I did was just layer some cheesecloth, which is something else that I hadn't used in a long time, a piece of the mesh ribbon that was in Natasha's kit, this gorgeous Prima flower that has leaves in there in a gray. I had a black one, but I saved it for myself. This feather is came in a little cluster. It's actually feather stickers that come from, I think I got it at Michael's. It's just one little pack, and it's just so pretty, and it was just the right colors for this. So there's the paper for that, and then I think this is the same image from that. So that's just the other pull out, and okay, I thought I was almost done. I guess I'm not. Okay, here we are again, and this one I left a little more simpler here because I wanted to see the clock and the chicken wire that's in the image. But what I did do with the red floret trim here that I had, I left the tool that was on there. It was only on one side for some reason. I left that, and I cut up those flower these things. I cut them separately and stuck them in each one of these. And then here is another one of Tina's flowers that she made for me. Had the black tulle and this gorgeous button. So inside, let me show you the paper. Here's the rest of it. I love that paper. So you could totally make something steampunk with that. So here is that pull out, and it had this really pretty image. This is the rest of the other paper that's on this other side. So kept that, and then we got is this vintage Paris label and the Polaroid. I don't think I stamped that. So you got this blank Polaroid, so you can actually put a picture or you can write in there whatever you want. And then on this side, I didn't want to cover that either. So on the side, it had a little bit of a floral arrangement. So I took the images, and these are the same flowers that are in the paper behind that. So these are cutouts as well. I cut them out and put them on pop dots, and then added more and some rosebuds, because in my image it's actually sprays of some kind of rosebuds, and more bling. Let's see, more over here. And here is the broken heart. I went ahead and left that. But on here is the bottle with that same label that I showed earlier. And what I did, because it's like a little magnifying glass, I glossy accent what the glass would be. So it kind of actually looks like it's magnifying the label. And that's it there. And then my pull out, which again is just the same thing. And then now we're at the end. So on this side, I took, this is another piece that I had bought last year from Hobby Lobby, from that same time that I bought this trim here. So it's a wired ribbon in black and red. That was back when I was doing a lot of black and red stuff, and I don't anymore like I used to. And layered it with that same trim from before, and that same flat back pearl trim. And then inside, some more doily and another scrap. This had like a image of the chandelier, and then like that, and then some more of the postcards. There's a faint image of a lady, and then this label here, I don't even know what it says. And then this one I didn't put nothing on top because it had this pretty decoration or image with the butterfly there, so I left it like that. Oh my goodness, sorry. And then the last page is this one here. Another flower from Tina, which I sent her. She didn't have any. She left some plain for me to finish. So I put the rhinestone and heart piece that was in Natasha's kit that she sent me, and she does sell these, I believe. So that was my center, and I just put some more cheesecloth and underneath some more of the mesh ribbon. And here is a sticker from Jolie's, a chandelier sticker that's kind of glittery. I sort of made like a little boudoir scene, or whatever you want to call it. This little chair here, black chair, is from my cutout kits, and I put it on pop dots. I don't know if you can see that. And then this is also from the cutouts, and I colored her in. It was black and white, so I colored certain areas in the red, almost like the same red in this flower. And she's on pop dots too. And again, everything got gessoed, even the inside, and you just, tie it, make a bow, and you're done. Sorry, the video kind of sucks. I know I'm having a hard time trying to do this. I hope that my husband can get my camera fixed soon, but I'm not gonna promise anything. He's very busy, very tired from work and everything, but I don't know how to fix it. There's certain updates I have to get done, and I'm always worried of doing the wrong thing. So my favorite part, of course, is like this area here. Thank you again, everybody, for watching and for all your comments. I did get to read everything that was on my last video, and I did some laughing. So thanks again. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.